Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and Iratus, Wrath of the Necromancer on Eternal Harvest 3. We resume...
The dead have no need for rest, and neither do I.
Thank you, Iratus. We resume our grim harvest. At the end of the cathedral, the Grand Magister is but one combat away. But before we get to him, there are a few things I'd like to talk about. First of all, I'm so glad everyone, or a lot of people, are very excited about the Haven series that just began, but do not fret if you are more a fan of the grim darkness that lurks below. Iratus will continue. They'll just be, every other day switching off sort of thing. So we will continue with our Eternal Harvest 3, Grim Harvest, until the very bitter end. So with that, let's talk about some conspiracy stuff. Scott has a theory. And I'm kind of inclined to agree with his theory, but we'll see just how weird it gets. Scott's theory is that either at the start of a campaign or the start of every floor or both, there's kind of like this predetermined role that the game makes that kind of determines what items you'll find throughout the campaign. And this is of course all anecdotal and stuff, but we can kind of confirm that as well. In Scott's case, in his last run, or however many runs ago it was now, he encountered a few Ashes of the Burned Witch, like 3 or 4. It was a lot, and it made me super jealous. But we have encountered 0 Ashes of the Burned Witch, and spider mandibles, by the way, and I'm totally not upset about that. But we've encountered how many mechanical eyes? How many second brains? How many cannibal jaws? There are a few items we've come across where we've seen a multitude of them, and then there are others that we haven't seen at all. Ashes and mandibles being the ones. And, I've raised an eyebrow. I don't know. That might be a thing. Of course, there's no real way to know. Also, Crowpaw. There's no real way to know without, cracking the game open and taking a look. But that is beyond my area of expertise. So, yes. Scott went further to say that something was similar for artifacts. And this is where I begin to disagree. Where, of course, I do think that it's possible that you can find multiple artifacts more than once, because in our last run, we encountered the Maddening Amulet a gazillion times because I kept sacrificing it. But Scott's end of the theory for it was that if you run out of artifacts that the game has predeterminedly rolled, then you'll just start getting these consumables instead of getting the rest of the artifacts. We haven't reached that point. That might be true. It might not be true. I don't know. But I do think he's onto something. And I don't know how we can confirm this or how we can shoot it down with confidence. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. But just a thought to be floating around in your little head. So speaking of artifacts, Deity Lurker brought up a great point. This run, we've been having the consistent experiment of, can we just hoard a bunch of artifacts to kind of narrow down our potential roll of artifacts that we can get? We've used this, I think, to somewhat effectiveness, finding both the Spirit Spear and the Spirit Armor, Spirit Chainmail, finally. But their thought was, if this is true, if what we are doing is a consistent thing, then it could be in a player's vested interest to pick up terrible artifacts. If they get a roll that's a bunch of crappy artifacts, pick the worst one and just hold on to it to prevent you from rolling that more often. Like, for example, the Maddening Amulet in the last series, where I picked this up, or I got it somewhat, I don't remember, and then I kept destroying it, and it kept reappearing, which was taking the position of another artifact that I could have rolled it for. So that's a good point, great idea, and I concur with it. Now, there was one more theory I wanted to test with the artifacts, which was, I believe, this might have been Scott as well. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But someone was mentioning that they got an artifact, they disintegrated it, threw it to the Dark Gods for experience, and then after their next combat, the Dead Lake gave them the same artifact they just threw away. And they were able to replicate this a few times. And so I'm wondering if that's an intentional thing. Again, we can't actually come to a conclusion with confidence without cracking open the game, but we can try that ourselves. And we'll do that later on. Right now, I just kind of like hoarding all the artifacts. It's kind of beautiful, in a way. And last but not least, on the topic of artifacts, courtesy of Solus. And I'm inclined to agree with him. which was that as we get more and more of these pieces, any artifacts that either remove enemy block and ward or give friendly block and ward, these become incredibly powerful as you stack them upon themselves. And I think that's a great point because of my recent obsession with the unstable armor. I think it's really good. It gives 1 block, 1 ward for 2 turns at the start of combat.
To find items of even greater power.
I agree. Let's get more power. And we have used this. I think this is really good. Like, all late game builds pretty much wrap things up in like within 5 turns. This just provides additional security for all of your minions. So I like the unstable armor a lot. Of course, we also have the warding pendant, which gives +1 ward permanently. There's no stipulation here. So things like that, if you can stack them, I think they're actually quite effective. And we might see that later. Also, some enemies on higher difficulties have a stupid amount of block and ward, so being able to remove all of that is pretty nifty. We have the Destruction Maw. I'm trying to find the other ones we have. Pretty sure we have more than one. Well, you get the point anyway. If having bonus block and ward is good, then surely getting rid of block and ward is also good. Yes. A bit less good when you spam Finger of Death like a madman, but, you know, still good. And, I think we proved that the grappling hook, I do like the grappling hook. 4 luck, 4 accuracy, 4 evasion. But, Brian pointed out, and I think correctly, that we're a bit late for this. This is a bit low for what we're doing at the moment. So, just to recap. Spirit Chainmail, 2 Vigor, permanently 2 Vigor to any minion that gets a killing blow. We definitely want to try and funnel this towards Lapartica if we can, because of course, he is on the front line with your Karananya. Although Suflata's getting this, all of them getting it's good. I say funnel Lapartica because it's, of the 3 DPS, he's the least likely to get a kill. The spiked rings to give Iratus +12 wrath at the end of each round. We aren't doing a whole lot of that stress stuff anymore, so the shackles of war have been replaced. Something else can go here, but, you know, let me know. The Bloody Horn. Each round of combat, Iratus recovers 10 wrath. It's good. I love this item. We got this on, like, the first floor in our last run, and I just equipped it the entire time. Never replaced it. It's just strong. And the Golden Rose, a new acquisition. For the first 2 turns of battle, all minions deal +25% damage. I like this a lot, but this is not a boss fighting item. This is for clearing out the flow, which is what we're going to go and do. We got go to rhyme with it, but not do. We also have a tome equipped that we got from Kirovets last time. Thank you, Kirovets. I'm very tempted to Finger of Death. And by very tempted, I mean, yeah. We all knew it was coming.
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
And that gave some health. I don't like this. Yeah, I can't seem a fan of that. I could remove it. That's a thing I could do. I'm probably not going to, but it's a thing I could do if I wanted to. I'm not too afraid of the cavalryman, even an elite one. Do I have any potions? I have this. That's adorable. But, maybe it'll be annoying. Maybe not. Ow. Okay. Well, yeah, I forgot we got this. Wait, how much is this doing? Where is it? I don't have it on the bar. Where are you? This one. No. This one. 32 plus 66, and then 50% on top of that for 18 mana. Do you think... Almost half health. And then I do this. Not quite. Not quite enough.
This will be your end.
But it's enough now. No. Okay. I mean, we knew
Rivers will run red.
that Suflatus was squishy. This is nothing new to anybody at all. I saw Faye, right? Good. Okay.
Death predestined.
Oh. I need a delay then. I can delay still, right? That's one action or turn? Nice, I can delay it. I need to get Karnania back here. So she can lung piercer him or whatever. This.
Terror will overflow.
That's what I needed.
Death.
I thought about letting it go, but I was like, nah.
You know, if this keeps up, I'll be done purging the world ahead of schedule.
Indeed. We're done ahead of schedule. I don't think I'm going to keep... I'll keep all that, whatever.
Ah, the smell of successful alchemy.
So am I a little worried about this boss fight? No. Am I going to make potions for it? Yes. I'm also going to calcinate. And I don't know what I'm calcinating. I guess the spikes? Sure. We're also going to be replacing the Golden Rose with the Archmage's Pendant. And we'll be picking up the Mana Crystal to have a free spell. And... do we have any points to spend? The Cavalryman's a little annoying with the whole repositioning thing, but I don't think there's much that we learned from that besides the fact that repositioning is annoying, which we already knew. That's nothing new to us. Have some resistance. We've learned that Leparca is significantly tankier than Iratus. There's not much of a difference between them besides the drop of divinity and additional armor and resistance. Actually, they're the same armor. So, I mean... time for more health. I don't remember... are the Grand Magister's minions summoned? If they are, I need to replace this. I should just do that anyway. Ooh, we could Science Mantle.
Now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previously.
Do I go full nerd? No, right? That would be funny, though. So with the Science Mantle, we can actually just make a bunch of potions. And toss them. Toss all the potions. To do all the things. What do we want to do? I guess vulnerability is pretty important.
With knowledge and will comes victory.
We can Leprechaun Potion as well. This is risky, but I'm in. I can dig it. Ancient Vampire Blood's probably a good idea as well. Probably? Let's debilitate.
Perfection takes time and proper ingredients.
Double debilitate. This is going to be funny. I've never actually Science Mantled before, so this is going to be fun. 82. Who needs an upgrade? My dear Iratus. Boom. More resistance. And I guess we just hold now. Luck and evasion are not particularly helpful. So here we go. The boss. We have the benefit of calcination, so 50 more spell power, and we have the necromancy power, plus 10% damage dealt, and plus 10% damage reduced. And we're going to be fighting an elite mercenary captain, elite paladin, and an elite priestess with the Grand Magister, who sits upon his throne. The Grand Magister is a man of unrivaled power and a heart of ice. It was under his oversight that the bargain with the dwarven alchemist was struck. The suffering he has caused did not trouble his sleep, even as he makes plans to wage war against other nations and races. In the end, he got a war, but not the one he wanted. Iratus proved to be a cunning and deadly foe, forcing the Magister to take action personally. He will use every last tool, every sacred incantation, every scrap of the Order's vast reserves to end the Necromancer in person. Then the people will flock to him, their savior, and he will lead them all as their new savior and saint. Not if anything to say about it, I have. They are summoned. Perfect. Alright. Welcome to the last fight. Well, previously last fight. Oh, right, I forgot. Well, kind of. At the start of combat, moves all minions to random positions. 50% chance to redirect any attack to an ally standing in front of them. So we are presently Iratus in the back, which is a good place for Iratus to be. Our potions. We're going to be giving Berserker Potion to Satu, I think. The final position is usually pretty safe, and I have a lot of tools to make sure she stays there, even with a boss that moves people about. Yes.
Rivers will run red.
We'll turn one debilitate.
Toss them in with the rest.
Now, the unfortunate part is this does give revenge to the paladin, and I was thinking about that. Despite what you may think. I was thinking about it. I just didn't care much. I'm also going to need to Finger of Death this guy. So. I'm pretty much just going to make sure Satu is safe. Am I even going to press this button? I don't want to. But I will. I didn't want to do that. Alright, let's begin. So just like with the Mad Scientist or whatever it was, I'm pretty much just going to be spamming attacks on the Grand Magister. And if, for whatever reason, he redirects it, well, he redirects it.
Ooh, this will do nicely.
But you know what he can't redirect?
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
An attack that hits all enemies. By definition. Let's see. So I don't think Satu is safe in this position, but she might be. Who knows? I don't. What if I do something really silly? Is that cool? We good with that? Okay. Let the silliness begin. And that's why it was silly. I tried. I suppose you can ignore this redirect thing. It's 40 Wrath. I might be able to generate enough here. We'll see. Depends how hard he hits. Yep, thanks. That wasn't very hard, but it still worked. Get slapped.
Ooh, hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
See, he can't redirect, and I won't make that mistake again. Just kidding. Mana. Beautiful mana. Alright, now we just ignore the paladin. It makes it a little more challenging, but we can still do that. Okay. This can be fixed. See? Dispel. What a good ability. I'm pretty much just going to ignore the paladin. I said that, right? Yeah. Guess I'm just going to breathe. Give me that mana. Should I hold this? I don't remember if the what's about to happen thing. We'll see. I feel like, is it even worth protecting spoilers at this point? Bye. Let's see how this works. Oh shit. I have made a mistake. Did it stay? It did. Good. Alright, welcome to Phase 2. This is the Ascended Magister. At the start of combat, and then every 2 rounds afterwards moves all minions to random positions. A 50% chance to redirect an attack to an ally standing ahead of them, does not escape when an ally dies, receives 15% damage until the end of battle when an ally dies, reduces all incoming damage by 15% until the end of combat, stacks cannot be removed. So my mistake. This paladin here, I thought he was going to like reset or disappear for the other summons. Turns out he didn't. He just got healed and kept his 3 revenge. So I've been wondering, how do I rectify this mistake? Quite simply. Huh.
Rivers will run red.
How do I rectify this mistake? I was going to Finger of Death him. Oh, errors have been made. I can haste us. Should I use my mana for something else?
Madness.
Okay, I saw that number and I couldn't resist. Anyway, I think this is a moment where I wait. Bringing Laparca to the front is super sketch. Oh.
Your frail bodies fail.
Forgot about that. He purges all your buffs. It's amazing how much you forget after a while. We can wait. Yeah, let's wait. I guess we can just start putting some true damage on the paladin. Rotate.
This will do nicely.
Ugh. Wait, are you reducing ignition damage as well? Bro, this is not cool. I'm having a straight up not good time.
Give them no mercy.
Alright, she's almost dead. Karnania actually got a turn this time. Feels good. Okay. It feels bad that that was necessary, but I feel like it was. And if I move this... okay. We gotta move forward. Oh... Funny story. I pressed the wrong Reaper.
You will soon embrace your new
Alright,
existence.
it's fine. Everything's fine. Turns out, it was a really good thing the Satu wasn't back there.
Death. Ooh, this will do nicely.
Back to the original plan. Satu, please. Can you actually kill this Laparca? No. Sometimes I forget just how much weaker Laparca is than Iratus. Okay. Let me think. This is Iratus. You can get this kill. And then what? Wait, I haven't thought that far yet.
Death delivered.
Okay, the Grand Magister's getting really scary, guys. Just super spooky. Satu is actually safe here in the first position, so long as the Grand Magister doesn't do anything. This is La Parca, I know. I suddenly feel less safe. I don't know why. I need more wrath. Oh, okay. That's right. Don't get to move. It's fine. I can Finger of Death, but do I want to? This is about 10% of his health. I don't know if that helped me at all. Ugh. Okay, great. This is Iratus.
End of magic.
Well, good luck, everyone. Oh. Please don't be super annoying. We're stancing. Okay, so I haven't figured out exactly how this works. By which I mean, is it based off of how much wrath you have? Or how much wrath you don't have? I don't know. But I can stop it.
End of magic.
Okay. I am super sketched right now. This is really hard. Please don't kill Satu. No! I had to say something. Good news, bad news. I have a few of those. Oh, he moved me. This is Iratus. If I delay on Iratus and survive, and get a really hard-hitting scythe here, I don't know if I take those chances.
Your frail bodies fail.
Also, really hard-hitting, apparently up for debate here. Parca. Please don't die, La Parca.
Madness manifest.
I think Infectious Lunacy gives me more damage. Well. Maybe if I keep spamming Infectious Lunacy. Then he'll keep trying to remove it. New theory. Not delay.
I suppose it would be boring otherwise.
Well, maybe. Please.
Death predestined.
Uh-oh. I don't have enough wrath.
My kingdom comes.
Now I do. Unholy strength. It is, isn't it?
death predestined.
Please, Iratus. Yes!
Another step towards my eternal kingdom.
How many mistakes did I make there? Too many. I got this back and this back. Fortunately, this is not the item I needed back. I needed, whatchamacallit? I needed the bone back. So, while I was sitting there doing that, last time I talked about going towards Reign of Gore for the lulls. How about we go for Stoke for the Flame to survive?
I need nothing but my anger to purge this world.
This, I might even be able to get this before the combat, I don't actually remember. But this gives all minions 10% less damage for 3 rounds with spell power. Scaling that. Of course, it's basically infectious lunacy power defense. And of course, the boss could have just been spamming removing it, which wouldn't, I don't know how much of a difference it would have made, but maybe it would have kept us alive. Maybe, who knows. Also, that paladin, leaving the paladin alive was a dumb idea. Like I said, I thought that he would just like, yeah. Battle Eternal might have actually been good too. I thought the paladin would have like despawned or something, because I've never seen that interaction before. I've always killed everything. Well, you win some, you lose some. I could have also gone super hard on the explosive mixtures and just spammed the crap out of these. There's so many coulda, woulda, and shouldas. But hey, the cemetery doesn't care at all.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Had to slaughter a couple thousand armored meat bags on my way here. But you know how it is. After all, how could I forget my beloved foes, Oh, I was thinking of having a little party to celebrate my victory, and I came here to hand out your invitations personally. You who once defied me and imprisoned me will now call me master. Obey! What is the meaning of this?
You have done well. The potential for corruption lies in all life. And when it grows too great, only the Avatar of Death can provide the cure. This once noble order has become a poison for the soul and a blight upon the land. And now that it is gone, life can begin anew. Return to your grave, for your work here is done.
You aim to deny me my rightful kingdom?
Yours will be a kingdom of peace. Your name will be honored and feared until you are needed again. Take my offer, Necromancer, or resist. Your fate is already woven.
Fate? A necromancer knows much about fate. Would you like me to tell you what it is? Death. It is the inescapable end that awaits all mortals. Especially the sanctimonious idiots who presume to use me. I am nobody's puppet. I am the puppet master, and in death, you will all dance upon my strings.
So be it. Let us witness the repeat of history.
Let us witness the repeat of history. An unfamiliar power swept through the cemetery where heroes of old were laid to rest. The ground trembles in its wake as the souls of the exalted were called back from their repose. Together as one, a new army rose up against the arch Necromancer. Unlike the corrupt mortals and beasts he has thus far faced, hailing from a different age, returned in their prime, all the heroes of yore have returned. Myths and legends coming to stand side by side as the final bulwark against death. But even they may not withstand against Iratus and the power that he has obtained, wearing both darkness and terror like a fine cloak as he treads upon the land. Fitting that it would all end here on a grave. And as the stranger vanishes, only his words remain echoing in the Necromancer's mind, further fueling the flame of his internal either. I butchered that last one, and it was going to be so good. Eternal ire. It's a joke, based on a previous series. And now all the music is gone, when I have to make a new team. Good. Good. That bug is still in the game. Good to see. But I will be right back. Alright, I returned the sound by going into combat with the hoplites and then leaving. But here's our new team. Shazakil, the Cloud of God, returning from his venture into the arena. Of course, Shazakil is here to get punched in the face, by which I mean get punched in the face and have them miss. The Wraith is super strong right now. Probably one of the strongest creations, I would say. And that's entirely because of his class item and the amount of block and ward he can have. His class item makes it so that for each block and ward currently applied, the Wraith will receive 5 evasion. So 4 of each gives us 40 plus evasion on top of our 41, which is his maxed evasion. So we're sitting at 81 when the combat begins, but with his new feature, the Wraith gains 5 accuracy and 5 evasion at the start of each turn until the end of combat, stacking up to 6 times. If we could go over 100, that would bring us to 111% evasion. But that extra percentage will just help us out when we start losing blocks and wards, if anything can touch us, which on this difficulty I'm sure they can. The only difference here with Shazakil is I gave him epic rags, legendary rags even. In the second position, we're repeating history. Osiris, name courtesy of Ma-Shariv. Osiris was the god, the Egyptian god, of death, fertility, agriculture, and rebirth. Now, the entire reason Mummy Frontline works is because of the cursed bandages. At the start of its turn, the Mummy restores 4 vigor for each curse on enemies, and of course the Mummy applies curses themselves with the Vengeance Beam, which is really the only important part of this build. And of course Shazakil is applying curses with Ghostly Inferno. You get the point. But as for the rest of Osiris's talents, we have Amplify Curses into Eternity of Misfortune. This just makes it so that it extends all debuffs, except stuns, by 2 turns. Pretty nifty, but I rarely ever use this. Absorb Curses into Cursed Feast. It's very nifty to be able to remove debuffs from your team, even niftier to be able to remove all debuffs from your team. Very good. Impending Horror into Impending Misery. I actually really like this upgrade because it gives the Mummy a movement spell. By which I mean you can move your enemies. This always makes it so the Mummy moves, but this can also be used to interrupt stances. Very good. Clinging Wraps into Savage Wraps. This isn't a big deal for us. There is such a build that involves a Murder Mummy, but that's not this build. Cursing Touch into Unavoidable Curse. This increases the base dread scaling from 75% to 90% and gives us 1 dread. Stats looking like this. 3 ward, capped, max vigor, max dread, sitting on our points for 2 more levels to get our 3rd and final block. Some accuracy as well. Our new hyper carry, maybe, we'll see. Artorias, the Dark Knight. Courtesy. Name courtesy of Cute Events. Artorias, of course, one of the most notorious characters from the original Dark Souls game. Still awesome, and always will be awesome. With his point distribution, he unfortunately can't get any block and ward without the unstable armor. So we have max dread, max vigor, max armor, and we are a few resistance points away from getting it to max. Not bad. That's basically all of his survivability, so I hope it goes well. Heartless Slash has been upgraded into Edge of the Abyss. This is not particularly helpful to us, but this increases its baseline damage scaling, because in the grand scheme of things, I think you can scale your attack higher than you can scale your armor and resistance. Hollow Stare, this is the important part of this build, maybe. Into Stare into the Void. This increases its scaling, or excuse me, yeah, increases the scaling of damage it deals per buff/debuff on the target. The idea is we're going to debuff stuff, and then we're going to blow it up with Artorias. Dark Tithe into Dark Cleaning. Iratus gains 12 mana and 6 wrath. Removes all debuffs from the Dark Knight. I basically went with this way to get more dread, but we also don't really have a good way of recovering mana anymore. Well, you know, if Suflatus isn't present. Futile Hopes into No Tomorrow. We used No Tomorrow to basically win the last campaign. Each time an enemy receives a debuff, the Dark Knight deals 75% stress damage to it. And I still think this is really good. We just won't be focusing on this. We're going to try the Stare into the Void thing. Unfeeling Aggression. Upgraded this into the one that scales off of attack or armor and resistance. It can scale off of debuffs, but I have plans, and that does not involve All is Dust. Abyssal Hunger. I upgraded this into Ravenous Abyss. This makes it so that instead of stealing 12 life from all enemies, we steal 15 life from all enemies, increasing its overall scaling and giving us 10 hit points. I could have gone for Dark Greed, and there are instances where I think Dark Greed is better, but I went with Ravenous Abyss. Also worth noting that this Wrath ability is unique in the entire game, in that it is not actually an attack. It just takes life. It says all enemies lose 12 vigor, they lose 12 vigor. It's like a potion. Nothing can increase it, nothing can reduce it, nothing can stop it. It just happens. It's interesting in that way. And last but not least, Girly Card. Named courtesy of Jesse Salazar. Girly Card is how the internet refers to Alucard. Alucard's female form from Hellsing Ultimate. Abridged. And there's the regular one. And Alucard, of course, is Dracula. Dracula backwards. And yeah, the red coat's important because that's what Alucard wears. He was a girl in the 40s. I was a chick in the 40s. I'll give you that rant in a second. But as for her upgrades, it's going to look very similar to our previous dump here. We have Sundering Storm, so we have actual damage if we need it, which we probably won't. We picked up Terror Blast for the reduced Wrath cost, Trap into Magical Trap to remove initiative, Mocking Riposte into Exploit Anger to heal if we need to do that, Aim for the Vein into Aim for the Heart for more healing, and Masterful Thrust into Exquisite Thrust because I don't care about not missing because we have the Mechanical Eye equipped. Max Vigor, Max Initiative, Max Block, Max Ward. And we are going for... I put some points in luck. Because attack doesn't matter, because we are attacking with our ultimate to apply Crowpaw. That's going to be so much stress damage. And hopefully this time we can really make use of it. And then the Mechanical Eye, of course, to make sure we don't miss. I didn't give her any upgraded parts because... Look, all of her defensive points have been spent. Now, because we've done this, we have to change a few things. First things first, Spirit Chainmail. Second thing second, Spirit Spear. Because everyone needs to start scaling. I don't think anyone has any Spirit stacks. Yeah, no one has Spirit stacks. So, that needs to change right quick. And the spiked rings are going bye-bye for, of course, the Shackles of War.
It embellishes my undead features.
We also might be able to replace this, but I don't know what I would replace it with. Really? I mean, Perfection Amulet, Golden Rose. This might be cute. We can try that, sure, whatever. Here, have a Hex Bomb. Alright. Lots of Tarking Part 2 is over. Let's see how we do against the Hoplites once I throw these two into the mortuary. Oh. I'll swap him around. I'll swap him about. Alright, well that was exciting. Oh yeah, this guy has a ward now. How about that? Anyway, these are the Hoplites, the Centurions. When killed, reduces damage allies take by 10% until the end of combat, cannot be removed. That's an important stipulation on the 6th floor. All of the enemies will have a feature like this where they give buffs to their allies whenever you kill them. So, if you can, it's usually a good idea to kill them all at the same time, but that's not always possible. They also have permanent redirection, 100% chance to redirect an attack from an ally standing directly behind them, so attack this dude, it redirects, and then it redirects. And to prove that it works that way,
Take everything
there we go.
from those you defended.
Artorias is probably going to chill for a minute. Son of a... Alright, so we all know that Artorias doesn't have a whole lot of defense. That's nothing new to any of us. But that surprised me. Also, it's really hard for Artorias to heal. Because Ravenous Abyss requires you to be here. So I hope he doesn't die. But let's see how much damage he does, shall we? Oh, it's going to redirect. 61, though, on only 1 debuff and 1 buff.
Carve open their husks.
How much do you do now? 163? Not too bad. I guess we could try and give Artorias more defense. Oh, that would work, wouldn't it?
Now that's gonna leave a mark.
Interesting.
Their burgeoning hope disgusts me.
Well, I need to look up the hoplite so I can see what that does. That was my concern with Artorias. He has no block, no ward, and yeah. All remaining strength. My thoughts to try and keep Artorias alive was going to be the Martyr Rags, which we actually have. Put Martyr Rags on Chazakil. Our remaining strength, of course, is going to go twice. Wow. How terrifying. Yeah? Don't you... Okay. And this is the problem with the mummy as well. Son of a... The mummy... Not very durable.
Your frail bodies fail you.
Alright, so we obviously have to make changes again.
A predictable outcome.
Wow. I used so many parts and I didn't get any back. Alright, freaking hoplites. What do you do and why did you kill me? They just did that much damage. Like, I thought that this ability ignored armor or something, but no, they just did that much damage. Okay. So I'm still thinking about how we recover from that situation, and I have a few ideas. But let's take a look at the map and probably call it a day so I can sleep on this. So I can think about it more, and you can give me your input as well. What do you think we should do to recover from this disaster we have found ourselves in? We're actually running low on brains, so I need to kind of not die here. But I'm sure we can work our way through that. My solution is, right now, to use the Martyr Rags here. On a second Wraith. Martyr Rags plus the Phantom Clothes. Double Wraith frontline. Martyr Rags will protect whoever you put in the third position, which would be our hyper carry. That's my thought, anyway. But, here's the floor. I am still tempted to keep hitting coffins. Now, this floor is kind of unique in that it has a lot of these horizontal paths, which you can take by going from different directions. Ooh, lots of coffins. So, for example, if we went left here, I think we could hit this, go left, and then go right, and go all the way across this. Boop, boop. I'm probably going to go boop. Yeah, I think this floor allows for more zigging and zagging than most other floors do. Which is probably good, because this is the last floor, and now is the time to farm, I guess. That was terrifying. Like, the hoplites, when I did this on the first level of Eternal Harvest, these guys were nothing. Nothing! And yet, now they slam, apparently. Slam real good. But, like I said, that's something we can approach next time. I think we're going to go to the right here. Can I zigzag like this? Just do all the zigging and the zagging. But we'll determine our path of zigzag next time. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the more challenging video. Or a video with more challenges than usual. But I think it's time we stop trying things. Time to get back to what we know works. Which is Shackles of War. Yep. Shackles of War time. So let's see just how we bring about that war next time. Bye-bye.